We are learning new details tonight about the events, the heavily armed suspects, and the 3 hostages involved in yesterday's bank robbery in Stockton. That robbery led to a chase and a shootout that spanned many miles.
This morning, investigators were still on the scene where the chase came to an end in a barrage of bullets, and when it was over, 2 suspects and one of the hostages was dead.
I have never seen or experienced this type of total disregard for human life, nor the intensity of the situation that our officers were faced with.
We have a team of reporters bringing us new information about the victims and those suspects.
And let's start right now with KCRA 3's David Bieniek and the new details into how the events unfolded. David.
Golson, good afternoon. This branch of the Bank of the West here in North Stockton is closed tonight. It was scheduled to close at the end of this week, but yesterday's robbery moved up that closing and ended 3 lives.
Inside the Bank of the West, a security guard was on duty and was able to sound the alarm before the robbers tied him up. It was 2:12 when the first Stockton police officer arrived on scene, saw a robber holding a gun on one of the hostages, and called for backup.
The 3 armed suspects and the hostages got into one of the hostages' vehicles, which was a Ford Explorer. They then fled northbound on Thornton with Stockton Police Department units in pursuit.
A short time later, about 2:18, one of the hostages was pushed or jumped as the SUV sped north on Thornton Road. Police say the robbers were armed with an assault rifle and 3 handguns and had extra ammunition attached to their bodies.
During the entire pursuit, numerous gunshots were being fired at pursuing officers.
At 2:48, the SUV was heading north on Highway 99 when it pulled off at Murata Road, where police say the robbers tried to set up an ambush, but were foiled by an officer in an unmarked car.
You could hear them stop, and then they came back. Then the dirt started flying, and all of a sudden you heard boom, 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 boom.
The chase continued north to Lodi and Acampo, then headed south again on Interstate 5 and back into Stockton.
You know, I saw people hanging out the windows of the car with assault rifles, shooting at the police officers, and it was hectic. It was chaos.
At 3:16, an hour into the chase on Portola Avenue, a second hostage came flying out of the SUV.
She landed like her feet were in the street a little bit and her head was laying almost in the gutter.
David Nessler says the woman had a bank name tag and laid on the sidewalk with her head bleeding until an ambulance arrived. How did she seem?
At first she was out unconscious, but towards the end of it, he could see her moving her arms around and her knees. She pulled her knees up, and then they were loading her up in the ambulance, so she seemed like she was doing better then.
Gunshots were flying as the pursuit headed back onto Thornton Road. At about 3:30, police shot out the SUV's tires. It came to a stop, and a final shootout took place. 2 of the robbers were killed, 1 suspect survived. Police say the 3rd and final hostage was used as a human shield.
We do not yet know exactly when she was killed or struck by gunfire, nor do we know by whom.
This Bank of the West branch is equipped with security cameras, and chances are investigators are going over that video tonight, frame by frame. Now, because bank robbery is also a federal crime, the FBI has joined the case. Live in Stockton, David Bieniek, KCRA 3 News.
David, thanks. Of course, we have more. Here's an idea of just how armed police say the suspects were in that deadly bank robbery. Police say they were armed with an AK-47, 3 handguns, a .45 caliber Glock, a .45 caliber Ruger, and a 9mm Ruger. Police also say that they were loaded with ammunition, including rounds taped to their bodies.
Let's turn now to KCRA 3's Melinda Meza. She's been learning more about the hostages. Melinda?
Well, there were 3 hostages total, all women. We could tell you 2 of the hostages were bank employees, and 1 woman was dead. But we are learning more about that woman, that wife, that mother, that friend.
She just didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve to go this way. No.
Friends of one of the hostages say they cannot believe what happened.
She was just such a good person.
Friends of Misty Holt Singh tell us they were notified she was killed in that brutal robbery and shootout that involved 3 suspects and involved 3 hostages.
and I just seen a guy come out getting into a dark green truck with Misty at gunpoint.
This man says he's Misty's cousin. He saw trouble at the bank, but he had no idea it was one of his loved ones.
There's a lot of sorrow going on in the family right now, knowing that this happened to one of our family members.
Police say Misty went into the bank as a customer. They could not tell how she was taken hostage, but they say she was used as a human shield.
For that person, at 19 years old, his life is gone, her life is gone, and what came out of this.
Friends say Misty loved being a mother to a 12-year-old and 19-year-old. She took her 12-year-old daughter to the bank with her that day, but she stayed in the car.
And luckily my niece stayed in the car to text.
A little girl's like one of my kids. She was a great mom. She showed her kids how to be great kids. They were happy, they are happy kids.
She was a dental hygienist at Dr. Lester Lowe's. He says one of her favorite conversations was how amazing her family was, her friends, and her work. There are countless posts on her Facebook page saying how much she was loved, how much she will be missed. Now, we talked to Misty's brother-in-law, who says the daughter texted her father at work and said Mom is being taken away. He then texted his brother. He drove from his work in Antioch here to Stockton, and his brother-in-law, of course, came directly here to Stockton to see what he could learn. Now, the other two hostages, the bank employees, are expected to survive. We still do not have their names yet. Right now, this road is still closed while police still investigate this terrible shooting and bank robbery, that is. Reporting live in Stockton, Melinda Meza, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, and your heart just goes out to that family. It's easy to see just how much she was loved with her neighbors and the community. All right, Melinda, thanks.